so you mentioned scale. Is that something that's still being worked out or is a challenge? Because it'd be interesting to talk a little bit about what some of the existing challenges are that are still being addressed, things that have not been solved to date that may still need some work. Maybe they'll be iterative as you go along and it gets commercially deployed. But between now and when we hopefully hit commercial 5G deployments with some network slicing in them, what kind of things need to happen to really make that a reality? Are there some gaps there that are big and important that you're working on?
There are actually several of them. For example, from a business point of view, really, you ask how many slices we're going to need, and so there is a question about the market demand. What would be the drivers to it? How many of them? And we need to support simultaneously. So that part is a part of scaling, and our partners from operators, from infrastructure vendors point of view, they are looking extensively as we speak into that. From technology point of view, one unique thing about network slicing is that there's many of the aspects are actually implementation specific. For example, at the same time, we want to also make it interoperable and make it the platform, horizontalize the platform so that everyone can have a work with each other and benefit from each other's work. So that's actually more of there's the implementation, there's a standardization part, and then how we actually work out a mechanism where we can not doing the detailed, strictly the standardization, but still ensure the implementation interoperability. So that's a kind of the unique challenge, because the work is actually involves not only the wireless industry, it's actually many of the slice, the requirements really coming from our other industry, from our other partners. So basically, it's industry to industry collaboration, and taking automotive as an example. So basically, it's a partnership, and some of the partners may not be too familiar with each other, may actually be the first time they actually work together. So how we actually find the sweet spots and how we actually address the implementation issues, requirements together seamlessly, that's basically a more of a challenge.
And do you see then, if you're looking at that with different industry segments that have different requirements and working together on the implementation and how that develops over time, is there any conflict or challenge between getting different categories to work together? I'm sure they have very different and distinct relationships, but when then you piece them all together in one network to try to make it all work and give the right quality of service to everyone that needs it, and the SLAs, how do you see any inherent challenges there that are coming up as you work through some of these early stage collaborations?
So the good news, okay, there's always the good news and bad news part. And the good news part is that that's what really the network slicing is for. And we want to isolate basically segregate a big, more complex issue into something that are manageable, that are meaningful to everybody, and to simplify from a network infrastructure, from an operation point of view, from a technology point of view, basically cutting a much bigger unmanageable problem into something that are manageable and meaningful to everyone. So, however, there's the other side of it, which is as we move from the human communication, yes, we're running many services, is complex. However, nevertheless, there's a kind of, from a network architecture point of view, is still kind of homogeneous. And the challenge really is, as we deal with the different things, the devices, the edge actually playing a bigger role. The devices may actually at a different location. So we do need to look at instead of a homogeneous end-to-end definition, which is from device to the data center, now we really have many new kind of ends to ends to deal with. And then you have the mobile units, you have the edge, network edge, you have a data center, and they are interconnected and moving. So basically that this kind of more heterogeneous kind of network slicing architecture, that's where basically the complexity actually comes from.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. So it's not just that we're talking about end to end, the ends themselves are changing in terms of their definition and where they're moving, and there's a lot of different dynamic elements there.